Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. We continue on with our derivation. What is sensorality? So, censorship is containment, is where I wanted to start. Literally, if you censor something in the sense that you restrict it, you are containing it. Censorship is containment. Looking to show the direct iteration of the syllability of sensorality to stabilize its definition by complete linguistic reduction, showing the absorption, the containment of that syllability. What does sensorality contain? What contains sensorality? And so moving through our derivation steps, in our biggest conceptual renormalization, sensorality is sentiality, the complete general form of sense. So moving through our derivation steps. We can start by restating the fundamental theorem of linguistics. Again, a fundamental theorem is the most comprehensive thing you can say about a section of ontology. And so we're working in the English alphabet, which is already a consolidation of information, and we already have stabilized differentiations, subjects, math, physics, economics, history, world literature, so on and so forth. Which is interesting, right? Last episode we said sensorality is literature, all of it. Right? Why do you call mathematical research literature? Right? I'm going to go read the literature. Is math research literature? Right? But you say it conceptually. And so, again, literate literature. But what is the most comprehensive thing we can say about linguistics? Is, again, linguistics being one of these differentiations in ontology. Diphthongs are ordinal. Right, again, highlighting this ordinality produces th at the end of numbers, but then we have all of these other words like math, width, wealth, health. So what is this relationship, or what is this th syllability, consonants function? How does it function throughout language? What is ordinality to th? But then conceptually, right, diphthongs, the order of the vowels is heavily dependent, or dictates what sound, what phonetic you articulate. And that's one of the biggest things. You learn a foreign language, the first thing that's going to stick out to you is definitely the prepositions, and then the vowel structure of the diphthongs. And so diphthongs are ordinal, both the linguistic construction as well as the conceptual meaning. Sensorality is diphthالity, natural definition, direct iteration. Is a decision a proof? Again, this overall relationship of provability and decidability. Sensorality is proof of a decision. What is sentience to consensuality? Again, highlighting consensuality, the base of consent is sensual. I made a little short video, is consent sensual? Kind of sounds funny, but again, we're generating this self-contained question in which this answer is sensorality. And our range of motion is literally emotion. Choice is decision, sensorality voices decision. Is decidability reducible? So in the last episode, I presented my natural spelling. I've now switched it over to decidability. Again, it was natural in this one, because again, on my own personal realization, this iteration of A and I, all of these different iterations that I'm personally spelling them wrong and keeping them included to show you, again, just my personal realization chronology timeline. Because again, once we get to the final answer, it's already a differentiated word form. We are showing this fundamental differentiation where the syllables of sensorality go. And that's another one with base E, go, ego. We get to that one here shortly. But is decidability reducible? Sensorality is, quote, it's decided. Again, connecting our variable sensorality directly to common sentiment, right? It's decided. Just a phrase people say in general, just in any context. What is consistency to consensuality? Is consent consistent? Is consent constant? Sensorality is constancy. Natural definition, and again, highlighting this suffixing, the C to the Y ending is again it always doesn't strike me as like an easily generalizable word form, but now again, we have this EIA relationship, and we're trying to find, again, this complete demonstration of how this applies. Sensorality is constantiality. And so that is where I just have the EIA question mark. How does that apply to this word form? Is that the correct generalization? Is constant substantial? Is consent conservative? Sensorality is constant consent. Sentience consents. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sentiality produces sentience. Sense, then sentience. Sensorality is silent sentience. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is sentientiality. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality is sentence structure. Sensorality is sentience structure. Again, just simply progressing that logic with the letter I. What is she-and-sheality to sen-sheality? So again, this complete word form of efficientiality, she-and-sheality, science to sense. What is science to sense? Sensorality is science sense. Natural definition, direct iteration. Sensorality senses science. Sensorality censors science. Sensorality censors sentience. What is science to cinema? Direct iteration. Motion is cinematic. Natural definition. Sensorality is cinematicality. Literally movie or picture, motion picture, right? Motion picture is cinema directly, literally. Motion is cinematic. Is cinematic climatic? Sensorality is climaticality. Natural definition. What is climax to sex? Max is climax. Natural definition, direct iteration. Max is peak. Peak is optimal. So we have a complete iteration. Topic, right? Mathematics. A theme is a topic. Topic directly iterated completely is optic. Theme is topic, topic is optic. Sensorality is opticality. Natural definition, direct iteration. What is opticality to optionality? Is ordinality optional? Is absorption optional? Direct iteration. What is ordinality to consistency? Is consistent ordinary? Is normal ordinary? Is consistency normalcy? Sensorality is normality. So now this is going to be another one that's going to sneak up on you. What is normality to tortability? What is normality to responsibility? What do people feel responsible for? Clearly not the law, clearly not science, clearly not morals, clearly not competency. Play games all day and compete over nothing. Sounds about right. Sensorality is normal response. Maturity responds normally. Sensorality is normal maturity. So now, again, directly literally, what is normal? Neither this nor mal. Right? Mal is not normal. Natural definition, direct iteration. Mal, malo, is evil throughout history. And so evil is not normal. Again, directly, literally, neither this nor that. Good is neither this nor mal. Good is not evil. Directly, literally. That's what that word is. Mal is dismal. Natural definition. Dismal is abysmal. Natural definition. What is abyss to abysmal? Is rhythm abysmal? Emphasizing the placement of the letter Y. And again, another word form with AB 1, 2. What is a basis to abysmal? Sensorality is dismality. Sensorality is abysmality. Mal is bad. Natural definition, direct iteration. Bad is not normal. Natural definition. Governor DeWine not enforcing the law. Bad Michael. Bad, bad, bad Michael. Our supreme leader Donald not respecting the Constitution. Bad Donald. Bad, 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 Donald. I'm gonna talk to you guys on your maturity level. Bad, bad, bad. Bad is not normal. And my favorite, Brad is bad, natural definition, my life fucking sucks. What is emotion to ego? Again, another of these forms. It's not electronic going, it's not electronic motion, right? It's this base E in some preservation of word form. Motion goes, emotion egos. Wasn't really sure how to spell egos, so it'll be on your screen. What is chirality to choice? What is choice to consent? What is consent to intent? What is funny to easy? What is wind to breeze? Easy peasy, lemon squeeze theorem E is a breezy, easy breezy, lemon squeezy. Is a root a base? Is a root a stem? Again, getting back to, I know we've hit this one directly immediately. I made short videos, right? What is systemic, right? The base of system is stem. Is a base a stem? Is a stem a root? To root is to cheer. Go, go, sports team, go, 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 woohoo, let's play games all day, we're adults, haha, go. Wanting to emphasize what is the sequence of O to infinity. Again, the natural handwriting for the double O, you pretty naturally form an infinity sign. But again, the actual handwriting, like it's a different like thought, again, a different process of forming a shape when I write the infinity sign versus when I write two O's sequentially. But it produces what again looks like the infinity sign. What is speciality to sensuality? And so now again, kind of the last big feeling I have are like parts of this word family, things that like, again, this special, and then we have especially, but then the ly is a hyphen suffix, and then we have essentially, emphasizing that especially has one S and essentially has two, as well as sensual, is again now this iterated form of sensuality, the general form of sense. But ultimately, again, we're generating the right question, we're showing some sort of fundamental differentiation. And we've been out of the land of even axioms for quite some time now. And so this overall, we're looking for a definition, something that is definite, a unique sequence of syllability. But that is worth pointing out explicitly, the structure of especially and essentially. Two S's versus one S. Special is definitely a complete word. Sensual, now we've proven it's a complete word, but wanting to point that out. Sense is special, sensual is special, sensual is special. We've hit a couple of those before, but again, this special to specialty, sensuality to sensuality or something, that ty finalization word form, we've not hit naturally for sensuality, nor is it clear again. I remember this being like the breakdown, because those two S's, and this is all one big differentiation of a word form or of a linguistic construction. And so worth pointing that out, again, showing you every step of this realization process in real time. Because once we get to the result, you see how many steps there are, you see how fast we move through it, and it's genuine. I don't think about any of this stuff. To the point where literally it's like when I'm emailing you guys, and I'll literally say like, I forget, but it's like, I didn't forget. And the time it takes me to pull up my cell phone or to write something down, it's like I've already processed from an interesting step, overwritten it like 5 times, and then whatever step I'm currently on is like not that exciting. And then you try to like literally the time to pull up your cell phone and type an email. You miss like 5 theorems or a set of proofs or something. And again, specifically when I said a set of proofs, because that's truly what's happening. When I connect these two bases or these dichotomistic pairs, you exhaust the complete linguistic word forms, and then I'll just pose one question with a couple of word forms that make sense or make a question, again, to give these videos flow, not just to list the sequence of syllability, which is what the derivation of speciality is in the context of like a big sex joke. So pointing that out explicitly. Sensorality, censors, bad. Natural definition. What is censorship to hardship? Is hard bad? Sensorality censors specialty. Natural definition. What is specialty? What is the specialty of sensorality? Again, looking for this direct, immediate differentiation to stabilize the semantic meaning. What is consensuality to consequentiality? Right? Is consent consequential? Yes, that's all of legality. But again, another point to kind of just point out and spend some time on is historically, again, for whatever, just again, self-censoring. I'm a grown-ass man, but putting this stuff on YouTube, saying grape instead of the other word for is sex consensual. But it's just, again, we have these well-defined words, right? Again, the grape word is in this fundamental reduced form because, again, it's one of these first things that people violate, right? If you're statute law, if you accidentally walk on someone's property, right, that happens, frankly, a lot. But like throughout the progress of human history, it's like these extreme crimes have very simple linguistic word forms because they're extremely prevalent. And right, like sexuality for adults is completely normal. Sexuality from adults to kids is the most disgusting perversion ever, right? But it's, you know, it's the same development. And so we just have such a clear boundary and differentiation based on expected behavior of like consent. And so, again, just spending some time, again, like the severe crimes are just the most severe violations of consent, and they have reduced word form representations. And so what is consensuality to consequentiality? Sensorality is a sensual sequence. Natural definition, direct iteration. Is sex a sequence? Is foreplay normal? Again, even emphasizing the for and the nor. The word structures, again, all of the logic for all of these questions. Fundamental physics, funny sex jokes. It's really just containing the logic and presenting, giving some quality to the derivation. But for, again, just the overall word construction, for to nor. Is sex satisfying? Is sex special? And again, from my perspective, sex isn't even real. It's this concept that people talk about. I've heard about it. I've seen people on the internet doing it. But I have never seen it out in my life. It has never existed. Because again, I don't have constitutional rights that have been socially isolated to the point of legitimate scapegoating, where it's not even like liking the guy from the bad side of the tracks. It's like, this is a diseased animal and there's no chance we can accept it into our value structure societally. Which is, again, normal is normal, abnormal is abnormal. Subjective normality is not normality. I am normal. I am not bad. I do normal shit. Society, what is subjectively normal, what everyone is doing, because normality is just what everyone around you is doing, everything is relative, is to play games all day, compete over nothing, and bitch. So that's always fun. I will never have a career in a family because nobody else grows up. Sensorality filters sex. Feeling, felt, filter, right? Filter contains felt. So now when we're saying this term filter, we think, you know, what is censorship, filtration? We still think that's it. I still think that's it. Again, because we get the finalization, the whole structure from rhythm to algorithm, sensorality, the word form, and the conceptual connection. And this entire axiomatic derivation, again, is just refining the word forms to show this direct iteration. We're still not like saying that many different conceptual things like ever. But filter contains the word felt. Filters are feelings. Sensorality filters feeling. Sensorality filters files. Sensorality files, filing orders, and I feel obligated to say a random French word, dossiers. Filing is filtering, natural definition, direct iteration, censorship files, sensorality flies, emphasizing complete iteration, flies, files. What is a book to a file? Is a file a document? Sensorality is documentationality. Orality, documents. What is documentation to demonstration? What is demonstration to determination? I am determined to iterate sensorality. I'm not really determined. It's his natural realization process. If Brad doesn't die, science pours out. It's like, okay, can I get paid sometime fucking please? Of course not. We're just going to violate his rights, destroy his family, destroy his health, blame him, call him mentally ill, and destroy everything he's ever worked for because we're trashy pieces of shit. Welcome to the United States of America. Again, don't forget to pay homage to our supreme leader, Donald. Censorship is the consequence of consent. Don't film me in public. Oh, I don't want my picture shared. Right? That natural reaction from every boomer that's ever existed. Ah, don't film me. Ah. I don't care what the laws are. I just care what my feelings are. Ah. Censorship is the consequence of consent, natural definition, direct iteration. What is censorship to orality? Is context special? Consent is normal, right? Is normal good? Good is neither this nor mal. As we said earlier, normal is average, right? Good is above average. You're not a good person just because you do the most basic courtesy shit. Say please and thank you, smile and wave, and then you go out into the labor market and clamor over one another with no value production. You're like me, 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 me. And then the whole fucking world sucks. That's exactly the world that I exist in. Awesome. Mal es no bueno, right? Classic phrase, en español, es no bueno, lo es no bueno. Like my life, como mi vive. But honestly, my rights are violated each day. I get one less day with my parents. Again, I live in the same world you do. You can get in a car and get in a car accident. You can die of sickness the next day. The fact that my rights are so profoundly violated and all I'm asking for is a little bit of money to show my parents and to move out of their house, and I don't truly give a fuck about publication or any sort of acknowledgement past that, I consider the highest, most heinous crime historically. Again, I am in the jurisdictions of Michael DeWine, our Supreme Leader Donald, Andrew Ginther, our great DEI hire, Elaine Bryant, Slay Queen, and does anybody respect the Constitution? Absolutely not. My life's destroyed, my health's destroyed, all of my property is destroyed. This is the real story of the American hard worker. If you actually wake up, if you actually contribute to your society, you will literally walk past people, you will literally walk past school systems that are directly stealing from you. But if you in any way, shape, or form act like, hey, why are you stealing all of my property? They immediately divulge into, I'm a person committing a crime in a huge group, and I am law enforcement, I am a governor, I am a business owner, and we've already slandered Brad's name reputation so profoundly that you can literally put an entire complete mathematical derivation, which is the whole structure, on the internet, reduce it, speciality is special with an ITY, we're almost done with sensorality. Can anybody give me a little money? Nope, we're just going to commit profound and extensive crime and nobody's going to care. Right? First commandment, don't follow false authority. The instinctual, normal, reactionary behavior of a brute, illiterate sheep is to follow whatever power structure benefits their immediate life. Right? You go into math class and it's like you don't understand the area of a circle. It's just proven independent of one person. If the teacher doesn't get it, doesn't matter. The students doesn't get it, doesn't matter. It is proven independent of one person. The shapes, the letters, the structure of your language is proven more rigorously. It is the only complete proof ever demonstrated, and it has been true for over 10 years. And so to all the people that went through the academic system, either you directly stole from me and you were complicit in the RICO violation, or you were directly lied to and you're the victim of the RICO violation. And so academia is completely fraudulent, our law enforcement is completely corrupt, and just nobody cares. I mean, we just don't have a morality level of anybody with any values. There are no adults in the room, and we've slandered Brad's name to the point where, again, you can put the most important fundamental scientific discovery directly on the internet and people will just worry about the Patriots game. Scotty Scheffler's coming to Columbus, baby, another golf tournament. And just go watch a bunch of grown men and women play games all day, and I think we're just gonna keep doing that, kind of like on repeat. We're gonna run that shit back for the rest of forever. Who cares about war, death, and suffering? And I cannot emphasize historically right now, I don't either. I just want my money in the way of the fuck away from weird people, which has so genuinely been my objective since I've been 12 years old. That is in no way an exaggeration, because none of this, I don't get to monetize this property. I don't get to live a career or have a career and a family to any capacity at all. I already understand all of this shit to the point where I was like 7 years old, I didn't understand people weren't doing this. But this is what real hard work, this is what real quote-unquote disruption gets you. This is what real scientific proof gets you in the most illiterate society ever that happens to be privileged and thinks that it's not them. Hey man, I drive a Mercedes and I work at Chase Bank, and yeah, and therefore I've never read a book, or I don't speak any languages, I don't think about anything, I have no basic analytical process, but I'm benefiting from an economy that gave me a little bit of money. So I can say I'm better than that guy. I'm not keeping up with the Joneses, I am the Joneses. Look how cool I am. Hey, does anybody realize that nobody knows what the fuck analysis is? And that's like the logical progression for like very literally every conclusion ever? Like, anybody see like a problem with that? Obviously fucking not. My life's destroyed. I'm having fun with it, but I just cannot present how serious of a crime and a violation of the law this is, because once again I will be scapegoated, called mentally ill, and treated like a diseased animal. But that's what being a grown man is, when you're surrounded by little boys. That's what being a grown man is when you're surrounded by people with a little bit of authority over you, and it's just like, does anybody realize that you're just sabotaging science for everybody? Nobody cares. I want my money. Nobody cares. I continue to document as much as possible to my estate. Fuck everybody. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.